Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of permutation and combination. In this topic we are going to discuss about the topic of factorial particularly in this video session. So let us discuss about the topic factorial. First of all, let us go through the definition of factorial. The multiplication of or the continued product of first n natural numbers is called as the n factorial. That means we have to start from the number 1. So the continued product, the term continued product means from 1 up to that given number, Suppose it has been given n factorial. N factorial means the continued product of the first n natural numbers 1, 2, then 3, then 4 in the process of increasing order and the set of natural numbers up to that number n. It is shortly denoted by n factorial. N factorial is shortly denoted by the symbol mathematically, or also you can symbolize it like this manner. N factorial is defined only for positive integers. And also, factorials of negative integers is not defined. And the third point is factorial of n is defined only for whole numbers. That means we can also define the factorial of 0 here. As already we have discussed that n factorial, that means the continued product of first n natural numbers. The continued product of first n natural numbers. So using this fundamental, we have to find out some of the factorials of some numbers. 1 factorial is equal to 1. 2 factorial is equal to multiplication of first n, that means from 1 up to 2, that means it is 2. So it will be 2 factorial is equal to 2. Then 3 factorial is equal to multiplication of 1, 2 and 3, it is 6, that means 3 factorial is equal to 6. Similarly, 4 factorial is equal to multiplication of all of the numbers starting from 1 up to that given number 4, that means it is 24. So 4 factorial is equal to 24. Similarly, 5 factorial is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 multiplied with 5. So it will be 120. So 5 factorial is equal to 120. Similarly, in this process, we can also derive 6 factorial. That means factorial of 6, it is 720. Factorial of 7, it is 5040. You have to derive it by like this process. 8 factorial, it is 40320. Then 9 factorial, it is 362880. And 10 factorial is equal to 3628800. Similarly, suppose we are trying to find out the factorial of 18. Then this will be multiplication of all the numbers starting from 1 up to that given number. Then another case, a exceptional case is there, and the exceptional case is here. That is a note. 0 factorial is equal to 1. It contradicts our given definition, because definition tells us that the continued product of first n natural numbers, that means the product of all of the numbers starting from 1 up to that number. But 0 factorial is equal to 1 contradicts our definition, and it is an exceptional case. it will be proved later. It will be proved later. Based upon some theorem or using some theorem. So this is all about the evaluation of factorials of some numbers, and we have evaluated some of the numbers starting from 1 up to 10. In the similar manner, you can also derive factorial of any number in this given process. Then let us discuss about some of the properties that are based upon the factorials. As all of us we know that factorial of n is equal to the continued product from the number 1 up to that given number n. So it will be 1 multiplied with 2 with multiplied with 3 dot multiplied with n. Similarly, 16 factorial will be multiplication of all continued numbers from 1 up to that given number 16, and we have to multiply it. The previous term of 16, it is 16 minus 1, that means 15. Then its previous term again, here it will be 16 minus 2, that means it is 14. So applying this fundamental, we can have here the previous term of n is equal to n minus 1. Then just considering these numbers, just excluding n here, excluding n, we can write down multiplication of all the numbers from 1 up to n minus 1, it is factorial of n minus 1. The rest of the term is here n. So this is the factorization of the factorial, and n factorial can be separated in terms of a number and a factorial, and the factorial of just its previous number. Example. Let us consider an example. Suppose 6 factorial is equal to 1, 2, 3 multiplied with 4 multiplied with 5 multiplied with 6. Suppose I have considered this first 5 numbers. Then in place of multiplication of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can write down 5 factorial. And the excluded term is here, that is 6. So 6 factorial can be written in the form of 5 factorial into 6. So its example is 6 factorial can be written in the form of multiplication of 5 factorial into 6. Similarly, 7 factorial can be written in the form of 16 factorial into 7. Again, its note. N factorial is equal to multiplication of factorial of n minus 1 with n. We can have two solutions, two separate cases from this given formula. N factorial divided by n minus 1 factorial, and it will be n. Just shifting this factorial of n minus 1 towards the left hand side and dividing that. So some of the examples can be based upon this formula. Suppose I have taken here 17 factorial divided by 16 factorial. According to this formula, it will be 17. Considering another formula here, 31 factorial divided by 30 factorial, it will be 31. Okay. Again, considering another case from this formula, n factorial divided by, in this case just we have shifted the term of a factorial of n minus 1. Now shifting the n term here, n factorial divided by n, it will be factorial of n minus 1. So Some of the examples can be solved by using this formula here. 17 factorial divided by 17, it will be 17 minus 1, that means 16 factorial. So these are some of the examples based upon the property number 1. Then let us move towards another properties there based upon the factorial. Property 2. Again, considering that general formula of factorial, that means n factorial is equal to 1 multiplied with 2 multiplied with 3 multiplied with 4 dot up to n. The previous term of n, it is n minus 1. Again, the previous term of n minus 1, it is n minus 2. Now we have to consider all of the terms starting from 1 up to n minus 2, just excluding the last two parts. So here we have n factorial is equal to factorial of n minus 2 multiplied with n minus 1 and n, just excluding that last two term. Here we can have multiplication of all of the terms, continued product from the 1 up to n minus 2, it is factorial of n minus 2. So it is the another formula that is derived from the general formula of the factorial topic. Okay, you can also, okay, let us consider some of the examples. Suppose we have given 13 factorial and we have to separate it in 3 terms, out of which one term is factorial. So it will be 11 factorial multiplied with 12 multiplied with 13. Again, another example is here. Suppose I have given here 30 factorial, then 30, 29, and then its previous term is 28, factorial of 28. So these are the examples based upon the formula. This is the formula. Okay, let us derive another formula from this formula, and that is n factorial divided by factorial of n minus 2, it will be n multiplied with n minus 1, and this is the new formula. Let us consider some of the examples. 18 factorial divided by 16 factorial, we can separate or we can factorize the greatest number present among or between 16 and 18. This is the greatest number, and we have to separate it or we have to factorize it. So it will be 16 factorial into 17 into 18. Then this will be just cancelling both of the common parts, we can have 17 into 18, and this is the answer. We have to factorize or we have to convert this term into the form of the 16 factorial. If suppose the problem is like this, 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial, then first of all we have to choose the greatest number. Out of 7 and 3, 7 is the greatest number. Then we have to convert 7 factorial in terms of 3 factorial. So it will be 3 factorial multiplied with 4 multiplied with 5 multiplied with 6 multiplied with 7 divided by 3 factorial. Then cancelling both of the common parts, we have 4 multiplied with 5 multiplied with 6 multiplied with 7, and this is your final answer. So these are all about the fundamental definition and properties based upon the factorial topic. Then let us move towards some of the more properties based upon factorial topic. Then let us discuss about the HCF and LCM in the factorial topic. But before going to the HCF and LCM of the factorial topic, let us discuss about the HCF and LCM of the natural number set, or in case of natural number set. Considering 2 cases here, in the set of natural numbers, Suppose I have taken here 4, 6, 9 and here it is 4, 8 and 24. You can say that both of the cases are different from each other, because in this the second case you can say that 8 is a multiple of 4, 24 is a multiple of 8, so 24 is also multiple of 4. That means the greatest number is the multiple of the smallest number. In each case, you can choose either of any two numbers. You can choose one number is multiple of, or the greatest number is multiple of another number. But here it is not there. Suppose I have taken another example. 8 is the multiple of 4, but 8 is not multiple of 6. So this will come under this category or case number 1. In this section or in this case, you have to determine. We have to determine the HCF and LCM. HCF and LCM. We have to determine. We have to determine or evaluate to find out HCF and LCM. But in the second case, we don't need to evaluate, we don't need to determine the HCF and LCM, because you can choose any of the two numbers and you will see that the greatest number is definitely the multiple of the smallest number. So here the HCF is the smallest number, smallest number 4. LCM is the greatest number, and that is 24, and this is the LCM and this is the HCF. And what does the case number 2 tells? That any of the two numbers you have to choose, and you can see that the greatest number is the multiple of the smallest number. So the factorial topic comes under the case number 2, because you can see that 2 factorial is 2, 3 factorial is 6, 4 factorial is 24, 5 factorial is 120, 7 factorial is 720, sorry, 6 factorial is 720, 7 factorial is 5040. You can say that 2 is multiplied with 6, 6 is the multiple, 6 is the multiple of 2, 24 is the multiple of 6, 120 is the 5 multiple of 24. Similarly, 720 is the 6 multiple of 120. 5040 is the 7 multiple of 720. So you can see that it will not be difficult. It will not be difficult to find out HCF and LCM in case of a factorial topic, because this comes under the second case that we have just studied a little while ago. So if we are trying to find out 3 factorial, 4 factorial, 5 factorial is there, find the HCF. Suppose I have a question here. Find the HCF and LCM of 3 factorial, 4 factorial and 5 factorial. This is the example. Then solution will be HCF of 3 factorial, 4 factorial and 5 factorial is the smallest one, and that is 3 factorial. LCM of 3 factorial, 4 factorial and 5 factorial is the greatest number, and that is the 5 factorial. So it is very much easy to calculate the HCF and LCM in the factorial topic. Then let us discuss about some of the more properties based upon the factorial topic. So here it is the property number 4. First of all, we have to prove this property or prove this formula. Then we have to solve some of the problems based upon this formula. Okay, so let us go through the proof of this formula. Considering the left hand side, 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 1. Then according to the addition of a fraction rule of the addition of fraction, first of all we have to take the LCM of n factorial and n plus 1 factorial. It will be 1 upon n factorial divided by 1 upon n factorial multiplied with n plus 1, because we know that 16 factorial is equal to 16 multiplied with 15 factorial. Similarly, factorial of n plus 1 is n plus 1, then its previous term and its factorial. So just taking the LCM of these two denominators, we can have n factorial multiplied with n plus 1, then dividing n factorial n multiplied with n plus 1 with n factorial, we are getting n plus 1 multiplied with 1, it is n plus 1, plus dividing, we are getting 1 here, 1 multiplied with 1, that means it is 1, n plus 2 divided by, again in place of n factorial multiplied with n plus 1, we have to put this data or put this value. And so you can see that this is the right hand side part of the formula, and here it has been proved. Then let us discuss about or solve some of the problems based upon this formula. Here it is the example, 1 upon 15 factorial plus 1 upon 16 factorial. So just let us consider or let us compare this problem with the formula. Just you have to put 16 factorial here, and n plus 1 factorial will be there, and then in the upper part or in the numerator part, just you have to write down n plus 2, that means 15 plus 2, that means it is 17. 15 plus 2, it is 17. Okay, let us prove it. Let us prove it. Considering the left hand side part, 1 upon 15 factorial plus 1 upon 16 factorial. First of all, we have to convert the greatest factorial in terms of the smallest factorial. So it will be 1 upon 15 factorial plus 1 upon 15 factorial multiplied with 16. So taking the LCM of the denominators, here we are getting 16 plus 1, and that is equal to 17 divided by, again we have to write down the value of a 15 factorial into 16. 15 factorial into 16, it is 16 factorial. And here it is the answer. And this is the shortcut trick to evaluate the sum of two factorial, sum of the two fractions, and in this form, that must be in the form 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. That means both of the numerators will be 1, but the denominators will be two consecutive numbers or factorial of two consecutive numbers. Okay. Then let us discuss about the next property. Then let us discuss about the property number 5, and that is 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 1 plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 2, and that will be equal to factorial of n plus 2 square of n plus 2 plus 1 divided by factorial of n plus 2. Proof. So considering the left hand side again, 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 1 plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 2, then this will be, first of all we have to evaluate the LCM, but before evaluating the LCM, first of all we have to convert the greatest factorials in terms of the smallest factorials. So it is 1 upon n factorial divided by 1 upon n factorial multiplied with n plus 1 plus 1 upon factorial of n multiplied with n plus 1 and n plus 2. So as all of you know that the greatest factorial is the LCM, so it is, so just solving, it will be multiplied with n plus 1 with n plus 2, then it is n plus 2, and then here it is 1. Just solving, n square plus, it will be 3n plus 2, just multiplying, then it is n plus 2 plus 1 divided by n factorial multiplied with n plus 1 multiplied with n plus 2. So it will be n square plus 4n plus 4 plus 1 divided by, again we have to convert this into the form of n plus 2 factorial, because this is none other than the factorial of n plus 2. In place of n square plus 4n plus 4, we can also write down whole square of n plus 2 plus 1 divided by factorial of n plus 2. and this is the right hand side part for you. The formula looks like very bigger formula, but whenever the problems will be solved by using this formula, it will be very much easy to you. Okay, let us discuss about some of the problems. Suppose we are finding out, or you have to evaluate the sum of 1 upon 6 factorial plus 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial. Then just first of all you have to find out the greatest factorial. The greatest factorial is n plus 2, and here the greatest factorial is 8 factorial. So just write down 8 factorial in the denominator part, then square of 8 plus 1, that means 64 plus 1 divided by 8 factorial, that means 65 by 8 factorial. Then let us solve another problem based upon this. 1 upon 3 factorial plus 1 upon 4 factorial plus 1 upon 5 factorial. Just find out the latest factorial, and that is the 5 factorial. But the condition is that all of the denominators must be the consecutive. And here in the numerator part, all of the numbers in the numerator part, that must be 1. So it is 5 factorial, and in the numerator part, and as per the answer, it is 5 square plus 1, and that is 25 plus 1 divided by 5 factorial, that means 26 divided by 5 factorial, and this is the answer. Then let us discuss about the last property, which is based upon the factorial topic. So here it is the last property based upon the factorial topic. First of all, let us prove it. So considering the left hand side part first, 1 upon n factorial divided plus 1 upon factorial of n is equal to x divided by factorial of n plus 2. First of all, let us solve the left hand side part. So 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon factorial of n multiplied with n plus 1, just converting the greatest factorial in terms of the smallest factorial here, and this is factorial of n plus 2. Then taking the LCM, it is n plus 1 plus 1, and here it is n factorial multiplied with n plus 1 multiplied with n plus 2. Just I have converted this factorial in terms of the left hand side denominator part. So now it is n plus 2 divided by n factorial multiplied with n plus 1, and that is 1 upon n factorial multiplied with n plus 1 multiplied with n plus 2. Just cancelling both of the common parts from both of the denominators, it is x here. Hence the value of x will be, it is n plus 2 is equal to x divided by n plus 2. That means it is x is equal to whole square of n plus 2. That means what is the relation of n plus 2 with x? N plus 2 is the denominator of x here. If the problem is in the form of like this manner, then the answer will be just only you have to find out the denominator, and then you have to find out its square. Okay, let us solve one of the problem based upon this formula. So let us solve one example here. 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial is equal to x upon 9 factorial. If 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial is equal to x upon 9 factorial, then find the value of x. Solution. First method, shortcut method. Shortcut method. Just find out the square of the denominator. X is equal to 9 square, and that is 81, and here it is the answer. But let us prove it as the descriptive method by using or by considering the LCM. So here it is the proof. Considering the left hand side, okay, considering the given that 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial is equal to x upon 9 factorial. Then it will be 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial is converted into 7 factorial into 8 according to the load or property number 1. And this is x upon 9 factorial. Then taking the LCM, here it is 8 plus 1 and that is x upon 7 factorial into 8 into 9. Why? Using the property number 2 here. Here just we have used the property number 2 and here property number 1. Now cancelling both of the common parts from both of the denominators, left hand side and right hand side, we are getting here 9 is equal to x divided by 9, that means x is equal to 81. The same result we are getting in both of the methods, either in shortcut method or in descriptive method. So this is all about the properties, fundamentals, definitions, notes about the topic factorial. Let us have some highlight of this factorial topic. First of all, we have discussed what is the n factorial. N factorial is none other than multiplication of 1, 2, 3, up to that given number. That means the continued product of the first n natural numbers. It also can be denoted by like this symbol. Okay. Similarly, suppose we are having 5 factorial, that means multiplication of all of the numbers starting from 1 up to that given number 5, and that is 120. According to the property number 1, just we have seen the n factorial is equal to, can be converted in the form of multiplication of factorial of n minus 1 with n. Some of the examples, suppose 5 factorial is there, then we can convert it into 4 factorial into 5. Suppose another example is there, 17 factorial multiplied with 8, then it is 18 factorial. The right hand side is here and we have to just find out the left hand side. Then in the property number 2, n factorial is written in the form of factorial of n minus 2 multiplied with n minus 1 multiplied with n. We have just converted the factorial in 3 terms. Suppose an example is there, 7 factorial, then it is 7, 6 and 5 factorial. Another example, 11 factorial multiplied with 12 multiplied with 13, then it is 13 factorial. Then in the property number 3, HCF and LCM, HCF and LCM, HCF of any 2 factorials, then you have to choose the smallest factorial. LCM of any 2, you can say that HCF of any 2 or more than 2. LCM of any 2 or more than 2 factorial. Then choose the greatest factorial. Then moving towards to the property number. Then property number 4, 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 1, and then this will be n plus 2 divided by factorial of n plus 1. Let us give an example here, 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial, then this will be, first of all let us find out the greatest factorial and put it into the denominator, then find out the number is there, the number is here 8, then we have to add 1 with 8, then it is 9, and that is the answer. First of all, you have to find out the greatest factorial and put it into the denominator. Then put out or or choose the number here, and the number is 8. Then we have to find out the next number, that means 9, and then put the 9 number is in the denominator part. Property number 5, 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 1 plus 1 upon factorial of n plus 2, and that gives us the result as whole square of n plus 2 plus 1 divided by factorial of n plus 2, and that is the property number 5. Let us take an example. 1 upon 7 factorial plus 1 upon 8 factorial plus 1 upon 9 factorial. Then again we have to choose the greatest factorial, and that is 9 factorial, and let us put 9 factorial in the denominator part. Then in the numerator part, just find out the next term of its square, that means 9 square plus 1, that means it is 82 divided by 9 factorial. Then the last is here, if 1 upon n factorial plus 1 upon n plus 1 factorial is equal to x divided by factorial of n plus 2, then x is equal to whole square of n plus 2. Example, 1 upon 10 factorial plus 1 upon 11 factorial is equal to x upon 12 factorial. All of the three numbers are consecutive numbers. Then x is equal to 12 square. Just you have to find out the square of the denominator number, the number present in the denominator. That means x is equal to 12 square, and here x is equal to 144. So this is all about the factorial topic. In this topic we have discussed about the definition, then properties, and some of the problems based upon the factorial topic.